All right. Um, Thank you everybody for joining in for this kickoff meeting. We're going to talk about the project side that we're going to start executing soon. My name is Joe McNulty. I'm the project manager for this project, and we'll be working on this for the next 6 months. So I'm very excited to have you all. Um, some ground rules that we had already established during our planning phase. I think it's a good idea to discuss those first here because we'll be meeting very often in the next few months, and I want everybody to, have these in mind um, so that our meetings are much more effective. Avoid any side chatter, any unnecessary interruptions, and we would be respectful to each other. We discussed about this. We'll let the other person talk and finish first before interrupting them. Even if there's a conflict, we will respect the decision-making process that we came up with initially. And then phones, if you absolutely have to take a phone call, everybody has urgencies here and there. Please feel free to step out and take your call outside the room. So what is this Project Psi all about? Well, um, we're all aware of our mission statement here to organize the world's information and universally accessible and useful. So what we're trying to do now is, um, with our products, we're trying to enter into healthcare space. And to elaborate more on that, everybody is aware of the Google Home range of products that's in the market currently. We have the Google Home, the Home Mini, that was both of them which were released about 2 years ago. And then we recently launched the Google Home Assistant with a display that we called Google Home Hub. So using this display, we're trying to make life easier in the laboratories. Um, what we plan to do is for the scientists who perform experiments in the lab, they have to look at or follow some sort of protocol. So, in order to look at their protocols, they usually use their computers. Um, so, with the Google Home display, by using the voice integration, the scientist can just say, "Hey, Google, take me to that protocol," or show me the step 9.7 of that protocol while performing experiment. He won't have to necessarily touch anything, And the other thing is, it's also good from the safety point of view because people bring their laptops to the lab, they work on it with their gloved hands, and then they take it back to their office space. So, you have full chances of taking germs back, especially if you're working in a biological lab. So it also makes sense from the safety point of view to have designated displays in the lab that will help you with protocol viewing and other functions that we're going to discuss shortly. I quickly wanted to talk about market presence. Um, we're currently at the second position, but our market share expected to go up in the years to come, and that's because of some fantastic products that we've made that people have absolutely loved. And so, while taking advantage of that opportunity, we would want to tap into markets that we haven't done or we haven't entered before. Who our clients would be with this sort of service? Um, So there are life sciences companies, biotechnology companies, pharmaceutical companies, and Google. They have their own Verily um, life science company, and that's what we plan to do. Is we plan to launch this internally to Verily first, and then if everything goes well, it'll be launched globally to companies like Pfizer, uh, Genentech, Biogen, all sort of healthcare companies. So I briefly mentioned about the protocol viewing. That's one functionality we would want to achieve with this service. The other one is inventory management. You are doing inventory management in your lab, and you see that you're running out of such and such chemical. All you gotta do is ask Google to um, put that or put an order for you for that much quantity, and that's taken care of. And then scientific calculations are the other thing that's commonly done in laboratories that this application would be quite useful with. Communication with colleagues is another critical one where you are in the lab and you know let's say there's an accident that happens and rather than taking out your phone or something, you can just ask Google to contact such and such person. And even if it's just for, let's say, you want to have your colleague come to the lab to review something for you or have a look at something for you. So you can easily do that by just, asking Google to text or email that person. So let me introduce our wonderful team who'll be working on this project. The sponsor is Michael Johnson, who couldn't be in this meeting. We have the lead developer, Mark Henry, who brings about 20 years of experience. Pretty nice guy. You'll have a lot of fun working with him. You'll learn a lot too. Then we have the lead scientist who's going to help us in the lab because she has more experience than any of us performing these experiments. Then from the QA side, we have Stuart Law, Centino Ray from the validation side, Sally May from compliance, and we these two positions are as critical in the project team because of the industry we're targeting is a highly regulated one. Um, it's highly regulated by agencies like FDA, so they look into the validation and compliance part very strictly. And then, of course, you have me as the project manager. That brings about 5 years of experience. Um, that's not much as compared to what you guys bring into, but I don't have to be a subject matter expert. I just need to know how to manage all you subject matter experts. So, what's a sort of timeline we're looking at? We're currently at the planning stage, or we just concluded the planning stage, and we'll be starting the execution next month, which is expected to go for like about 3 months. We'll follow the agile setup. So every month, every sprint, we'll set up goals in the beginning and you know complete those, and then get to the next sort of next round of sprints. In September is when we plan to launch it to Verily. We'll monitor our success there directly, and if everything looks well, fine, then we'll launch it globally after closing the project in October. That's where the marketing team will take over. All right, so that's all I had. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited to be working with you all. I truly believe this is a very diverse team, and it has it all to make this project very successful. Very successful. Thank you.